Before we begin, I want to make this perfectly clear because I know there's gonna be lurkers and trolls and other people that don't like me that hates the sound of my voice because you got a speech impediment or some stupid shit like that. Look, understand something. I don't support Republicans, no Democrats. I don't support Trump. I don't support Biden. Okay? As far as I'm concerned, I am an independent observer of what's going on in the landscape of politics. I'm going to say this one more time. I do not support Donald Trump. I do not support Joe Biden. I do not support Republicans. I do not support Democrats. I'm an independent observer commenting on the landscape of politics. All right. Now, I felt that I got that out the way. Let's just get right to it. So, the Republican primary for South Carolina went down yesterday, 3 weeks to the day. The Democratic primary went down. And as expected, the worst kept secret in America is that Trump was going to beat the hell out of Nikki Haley. Now, Nikki Haley was the former governor of South Carolina who succeeded Mark Sanford back in 2011. She did 8 years. Well, she didn't do the whole 8 years, but she was on her second term when Trump got elected president, and then Nikki Haley ended up becoming a member of Trump's cabinet. She was like the UN ambassador or something. So now she's running against him. But Nikki Haley didn't have a chance in hell of beating Trump. She just didn't. Matter of fact, she only won like 3 counties. She won Charleston County, which I'm from. You know, I lived in Charleston County growing up. She won Richland County, which is where the state capital of Columbia is. And then she won Anderson County, which is where she attended the Clemson University. So those 3 counties she won. Everywhere else, it was pretty much Donald Trump. Now, what does that got to do with the whole landscape between Trump and Biden? South Carolina's always been a red state. As long as I've been on God's green earth for these past 44 years, South Carolina has always been a red state. I don't even remember the last time when South Carolina had a Democratic governor. That's how crazy it is. Hold on. Since I'm online right now, let's look at when the last time South Carolina had a Democratic governor. Let's see. Mm-hmm. You had to go all the way back to 1999. Governor Jim Hodges. He was a Democratic governor from 1999 to 2003. That was the last time the state of South Carolina had a Democratic governor. So far more people turned out for the Republican primary than they were for the Democratic primary. Right? Far more people turned out for this one. Because see, the Democratic shows that NBC and they hangers on, they're not going to tell you that. Right? So let's just pull it up. Let's just pull up the numbers, right? Let's just go ahead, pull it up. Make sure you hit that like button and support the channel. I appreciate everyone that's in here and that's going to catch the replay. So get this Bama off the screen. And as you can see here, far more people turned out for the Republican primary, right? 451,000 people voted for Donald Trump. 298,000 people voted for Nikki Haley. Both those numbers would have beaten Biden's numbers because only 131,000 people in total, which was 4% of the population in South Carolina, turned out for Biden's so-called dominant win. See, that's what the Democratic shills and Democratic operatives is not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you that, yeah, Biden won with 96. They will tell you that, oh, he won with 96% of the vote. But what they ain't going to tell you is only 131,000 people turned out for the Democratic primary. So both Donald Trump and Nikki Haley would have beaten Biden. South Carolina's always been a red state. So now what does this mean for the general election? All right. This means that predictably, Trump is going to beat Biden in South Carolina. He's just going to. There's nothing that Biden's going to do about it. There's nothing that old naked Jim Clyburn is going to be able to do about it. It is what it is. Trump is going to win South Carolina. So it is what it is. Now, a lot of people, including myself, thought that, okay, after this ass whooping that Nikki Haley endured, she was going to drop out the election. She was going to be able to drop out the election, and that we're going to focus on, the general election coming up in November. But instead, Nikki Haley has other ideas. Nikki Haley is determined to fight on until the very end. She's determined to fight this out to the very end. Which more than I can say for her Republican counterparts, including super simp buck dancer Tim Scott. Now, another thing, now before you Republicans start like parading around and all that, right? You got like Byron Donalds and Tim Scott running their goddamn mouths. Check this shit out. DJ, spin that shit.
59% of Haley voters who say that they would not vote for Donald Trump should he become the nominee. That tracks with about 24% of the Republican Party, which is this 59% of Haley voters who say that they would not vote for Donald Trump should he become the nominee. That tracks with about 24% of the Republican Party, which is...
See that? So just because Trump becomes the nominee doesn't necessarily mean that, people who supported Nikki Haley is going to support him. Just not going to happen. Speaking of that buck dancer, Tim Scott, let's see what he's up to. What kind of shenanigans is he up to?
Under President Donald Trump, we had 2% inflation. We also, with Donald Trump, we had a closed southern border.
All right, that's a fucking lie. That is a fucking lie. That is the lie if there ever was one. You ain't had no closed southern border. You still have people coming in, bringing drugs through planes, trains, and automobiles. What the fuck you mean? Oh, well, we had a closed southern border. No, you didn't. No, you didn't, you raisinette. Why are you out here lying to people? Hey, and who's that coon that's in the back behind you? Is that one of your relatives and shit? Huh? That one of your relatives that you paid the same way you paid Mindy Nose, a divorced mom of 3 with a pancake ass? Huh? Anyway, let's listen more to the diarrhea in the mouth.
We a president who respects this nation enough to close our southern borders and save American lives.
Okay, time out. I mean, because you're going over the top with this buffoonery, Tim Scott. Now, for those of you that might be wondering why am I talking about, oh, Timmy, on this video when we're supposed to be talking about Trump and Nikki Haley, well, Tim Scott is on a short list of becoming Trump's vice president. Also, Tim Scott was appointed to U.S. Senator by Nikki Haley when Jim DeMint retired from the Senate. So, yes, Tim Scott has a deep correlation here in this video. But if you weren't so short-sighted, you should have been able to figure that out. But anyway, so this is why I'm talking about this walking embodiment of the Raisinette. You can't be a milk dud or anything like that. Anyway, so what you talking about? We need a president that respects her. That motherfucker don't respect nobody but himself. What do you mean? We need a president that respects. He doesn't respect anything or anyone but himself. You think he respect you? Timmy, this man, when y'all was in Greenville, South Carolina last Wednesday, talking with that Desperate Housewives reject, Laura Ingraham, when y'all was talking with her, Trump literally sat down there on his chair, looked at you, pointed at you, and told you to your face that you meant more for his campaign than you were for your own. And you sat there and took that shit. You sat there and took that shit like a little bitch. Now you talk about, oh, we need to save America from what? Save America from what? You and that other idiot Byron Donalds running your mouth talking about we need to save America. What are we saving America from? Huh? Is there a Russian invasion coming? Is there a zombie apocalypse that's near? What are we saving America from? Can somebody ask this buffoon this question about what are we saving America from? The tyranny of the Democrats? Yeah, I don't like paying $20 for a pack of chicken wings. I don't like paying $3.95 for gas. But what makes you guys any better? And then you sitting up here talking about, oh, man, we world peace. We need world peace. Donald Trump brought world peace. So Donald Trump brought world peace. When he was up for impeachment, he authorized an airstrike that killed an Iranian general. But that's bringing world peace, right? I mean, you guys are slimy. You guys will sell your ass just to get a piece of power. Now, mind you, when Trump was president, all kinds of migrants was coming across the southern border, but he closed the southern border, right? Stop the cap, bro. Stop the cap. He was calling them migrants caravans and all that stuff when he was president. So what do you mean he closed the southern border? He did not. But it'll be better if you close your mouth. Timmy.
Under President Donald.
And he's not the president. So why y'all keep saying that? That motherfucker is not the president. He's a former president. He's a former president. He's not the president. So why you keep saying he's the president? Why you keep saying that? Now, when y'all sitting up here being fealty towards Donald Trump,
a second time.
right? When y'all sitting up here trying to be, Trump's little Foot Clan member, right? last night at the Black conservative function down in Columbia, South Carolina, right? Let's listen to what Donald Trump had to say when it comes to these black folks, and you got black folks out here not pushing back on this bullshit. DJ, spin that shit.
Time and a third time and a fourth time. And a lot of people said that that's why the black people like me, because they have been hurt so badly and discriminated against. And they actually viewed me as I'm being discriminated against.
So let me get this straight, right? Let me get this straight. Oh, by the way, fair use in all these content, fair use. All the videos that's played on this channel, fair use. So let me get this straight. It was already bad enough that Trump went to a sneaker con in Philadelphia, disrespected the flag by putting the U.S. flag on his bullshit ass sneakers that goes for almost $400, right? But see, not a lot of people will talk about that, right? When Colin Kaepernick was taking a knee, and Trump and all his surrogates and all his Foot Clan members was running their mouth talking about, oh, he's disrespecting the flag, he's disrespecting the military, and yet he disrespected the flag, violated the flag code by putting the U.S. flag on the bullshit ass gold shoes. But nobody's going to call that out but me. I'm the only guy that's going to call that out. So make that make sense. I'm the only dude that's going to call that out. That he disrespected the flag by putting them on his shoes. So he had this black conservative function, and he's running his mouth about how he got indicted and how he got impeached twice, and somehow that's supposed to correlate to him getting the black vote. Really, Donald Trump? Really? Y'all don't see the racist undertones that's being spotted here? Really, dude? You really serious about that? But see, people like Tim Scott and Byron Donalds and Lawrence B. Jones, because yeah, I know your corny ass was over there too. Now, if you want to know who goddamn on Lawrence B. Jones looked like, he is the Fox News reporter. Like you over there smiling like the textbook coon you are. Now, you was at that conservative function last night. You, along with all your Trump surrogates, why aren't y'all pushing back on that when he said? You don't see the racist undertones there? Where's your journalistic integrity at? Byron Donalds, you see Trump out here spotting this anti-black racist rhetoric, and yet you're not going to say anything about that. Matter of fact, you're going to play the role of spin doctor and try to put all of us on the spin cycle trying to justify the stuff he said. No different than that Simone Sanders woman when Biden ran in 2020 and she went on CNN and lied about the 94 crime bill. You motherfuckers are slimy, dude. I can't stand none of you niggas, man. Y'all sit here and feel your loyalty toward this man. This man shows no loyalty. This man shows no respect. He want to sit there and talk about how Biden wrote the 94 crime bill, but let's not forget how about when Trump wrote an article in the Central Park 5 in the New York Times when they were falsely convicted of a crime they didn't commit. So yeah, get the fuck out of here. What's up, Too Raw? What'd you say? I know it's Nikki Haley's strategy of finally going at Donald Trump has correlated with her getting more and more donations from left-wing donors. Yep, I saw that. I saw that. Because see, she did something Chris Christie failed at doing. She was able to do something that Chris Christie has failed to do. Because she know that the longer she stays in this race, it's going to more and more infuriate him. Because see, Chris Christie, to his discredit, yeah, he might have said some things about Donald Trump that was true, but let's not forget, you was an enabler of Donald Trump, right? And on top of that, unlike Nikki Haley actually got endurance. You don't. You tired yourself out. Even though you was polling that 1%, and while you was wishing you had 1% body fat, but you should have still kept your fat ass in the race. Now instead, you down in spring training trying to see what the Mets are doing. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The fact of the matter is, shout out to Too Raw for TV for his donation to Cash App. He said, great content, brilliant channel. I appreciate it, Too Raw. I appreciate it, bro. Shout out to Too Raw for TV for his donation in the Cash App. Now, why aren't you guys going to call this bullshit out? Huh? Tim Scott, Byron Donalds, you two clowns on Donald Trump's short list to become vice president. Are you really going to compromise your moral compass just so you can attain a level of power that you have aspirations for? Huh? You really going to compromise your moral compass all for the opportunity to be a number two? You guys are sad, man. Y'all are some bitch ass niggas, man. I swear to fucking God, man. You would definitely put on the tap shoes for this man. So, I mean, how much lower can y'all go? Huh? I just want to know. How much y'all gonna wear his shoes? Huh? Are y'all gonna wear Donald Trump's gold sneakers to the next campaign rally? So, as much as I don't like Nikki Haley, right? And because, Nikki Haley, she ain't above reproach. Nikki Haley ain't above criticism. I mean, this woman couldn't even tell us how the Civil War started, and she was the goddamn governor of the same state where the Civil War began. And then she tried to hide behind her black friends. Well, if these are your friends, Nikki Haley, who are your enemies? Who needs enemies when you have friends like that? Yeah, Byron Brown, he not FBA. You definitely right about that, Jeff Brown. He definitely not FBA. He got immigrant written all over him. That's why he run around with a white wife. So Byron Donalds has no problem bucking his eyes on TV. I mean, look at this clown. I mean, this clown right here. I mean, he got a goddamn white. He got a white fiance, allegedly. I mean, for all we know, she probably gonna leave his ass the minute that Trump picks somebody else to be the VP. She got no pictures of him on Instagram. For all we know, he was probably one taking her pictures when they were she was being an interior decorator. Mindy Nose. Hey, by the way, how are you and Mindy Nose doing? Y'all had sex yet? She let you finally hit that pancake ass. Hey man, you need some Fix-A-Flat? Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let's see what this video on CNN have to offer.
Can you get more insulting? Do you really think that people like you, because you were indicted, because there is some suggestion that's being made here that people see themselves in you. He's just like me. I too have been indicted. That discrimination and all that accompanies it can be reduced to what your experience has been. I guess stereotypes might be the new platform here. Forget a family man, forget a businessman, forget actual policies you might hold and want to put out into the universe. No, you must like me because you too have had a run-in with the law. Well, why isn't that the pitch for all voters, right? He has said that he is the outsider, the consummate outsider outside the establishment. Why is think that only appeals maybe, or that's why Black voters like you? You cannot make this up, you realize. And it's coming from a political frontrunner who's hoping to get more votes, not alienate voters. It tells you exactly what is wrong with where we are today. You know, earlier today, President Joe Biden's campaign made this statement, calling Trump, well, the proud poster boy for modern racism.
Now, I know Biden ain't talking. I know Joe Biden himself ain't talking. Did we forget what happened 4 years ago when he was when Charlatan the fraud was in front of him? And he stood up there and talk about, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black, and you got the audacity to run your mouth about Trump. Boy, I tell you what. The gaslighting, boy. You gotta love this gaslighting. You gotta love this gaslighting. Now, another video I'm gonna do here in the very near future, I'm gonna talk about how you got one side of the aisle want to pump out sneakers, and then you got the other side of the aisle trying to pump out a hip-hop task force. And who can ever forget about the classic thing from 4 years ago, get your booty to the polls? Yeah, let's have some hoes twerk, and let's have some hoes talk about vote on the back of their ass and shit. And let's talk about have some other campaign slogan on the teddy. And let's have some, and then the next year, let's have some, some zesty boy, right? Yeah, let's have that going on, right? I mean, it's just a proverbial clown show, proverbial and literal clown show that's going on, man. Some idiot named Saucy Santana, who's running around here with pink, long fingernails looking like eagle talons or something like that, from a gay eagle or some shit. Yeah, let's just have that buffoonery going on. Trina, something wrong with you. Because you put your hand in that bullshit too. Are you that desperate to get back in the rap game, Trina? Really, Trina? Anyway. So yeah, this is the clown show that's going on, man. It's just disgusting, man. All that's just not unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Gross, unacceptable conduct was going on. For real. Let's just keep this a buck, man. It's just stupid. Meanwhile, black folks still ain't getting no tangibles. Black folks still getting gunned down by police. Black folks are still serving time in prison over crimes they didn't commit. I can't tell you how many stories on this channel I talked about when it comes to random black men getting released after 20, 30, 40 years in prison over crimes they didn't commit, because you got white hoes out here dreaming about someone raped them. You have black men literally going to jail because some white bitch goes on the stand and proclaims she had a dream that person raped them. No evidence, no corroborating testimony from witnesses, no nothing. All because of her dream. A man gets put in prison unjustly. And you want to sit up here and take our culture and take what we built and make a clown show out of us? You don't do that shit to no other race, no other ethnicity gets this kind of treatment. They come in, they talk business, they stand on business, and they get their business handled. Meanwhile, we got to have some entertainer or some operative or some other random person who comes out of nowhere fear-mongering us, guilt-tripping us, Oh, if you don't vote for us, you vote for Trump. What? What kind of stupid ass shit to say to somebody? That's why I'm voting for the couch. I'm voting for a Serta or a goddamn or Ashley Furniture couch or whatever one of these couches out here that might be cheap or expensive. I don't give a fuck. I'm voting for the couch. I'm staying home this election until someone offers up some tangibles. And I'm not just talking, and don't just slap reparations on the goddamn paper and expect me to be swayed by that. You need to do more than that. You can't just say reparations. And my ear's supposed to perk up and I'm supposed to be all interested. Nah, that's not how that works because that got hijacked. The whole reparations concept and ideology has been compromised. Because you got people out here trying to serve up that slop and hope that a lot of us out here slurp it up. And an old nigga Jim Clyburn. So no, this whole thing with the Republicans and Democrats is all bullshit. But that being said, going back to the numbers, right? Going back to the numbers, Trump and Nikki Haley would both have beaten Biden in the general election coming up. Because far more people turned out for the Republican primary than for the Democratic primary. Once again, salute to my brother, Too Raw for TV. Please go subscribe to Too Raw for TV. That's my brother, you know what I'm saying? And, hey, he puts it down like no other, too, when it comes to this political commentary, right? This is the kind of, you need to come here. Stop going to CNN and MSNBC, even though Kristen Welker, I like you a lot, but, you're on some bullshit right now, Kristen Welker, but still doesn't mean I'm not attracted to you. But anyway, but you're on some bullshit right now. So once again, sub to Too Raw for TV, Too Raw for Sports, Too Raw Media. You know what I'm saying? That's the brother. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, let me know what y'all think. I thank everybody for tuning in. And your ears is not something I take for granted. I do this thing from the bottom of my heart because I'm very passionate about it. Yeah, but but all jokes aside, right? All jokes aside, I really love what I do. When I come on here and I get to, give you my thoughts on the landscape of sports and politics. This is an election year, so that's why I'm focusing more heavy on what's going on in the political realm than I am about the NBA. Look, at the end of the day, them NBA players ain't nothing but a bunch of goddamn divas and shit. They get paid a bunch of money just to put a ball through a hoop. Let's just keep this 100. Them guys don't impact policy. These clowns do. You got clown shows like Jim Clyburn and Tim Scott and Byron Donalds and Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, Biden and Camel Toe. Oh, Camel Toe. That empty suit with an empty head. Yeah, she's going to sit up here and feed you word salad like she's some 5-star Michelin chef. All the meanwhile, they're sitting up here playing games with your life and shit. So no, I don't got no love, no admiration, no support for either party. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. I thank you for watching. And be good to yourselves, be good to the people around you, and be safe with whatever you're doing, whoever you're at. I mean, wherever you're at with whoever you're with. That's what I really want to say. Be safe out there, doing whatever you're doing with whoever you're with, wherever you're at. This your man. Scream at me. Oh!